Yo guys, what is going on? It's Luki here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be focusing on a few of the beginner class ups that you guys who have just gotten the game for Christmas should be using. Now, I'm not going to be going through some of the class ups for the weapons that you unlock when you're like max level, because obviously, as you guys have just got the game for Christmas, you guys are only going to be quite low level, so I'm going to be concentrating on some of the best class ups for some of the first weapons that you unlock. So that's being said, it's going to be like the Kylo, the AUG, the MP5, all of that kind of stuff. So obviously you guys aren't going to be that high of a level as well, so I'm going to put that into mind when choosing some of the perks and tacticals and stuff like that. Now, I am going to be making a video as well on some best tips for new people at Christmas as well. So if you guys have just got this game for Christmas and you guys are looking for some tips to improve on the game, I do recommend you guys checking out my channel. I have got a video specifically for that, and of course I do have a absolute load of other set-in videos, tips videos, all that kind of stuff on my videos, so you guys can of course go ahead and check that out. So as you guys can see, I'm going to be mainly focusing on some of the classes that you get. I'm not going to be going through like the AK-47 class up or like the MP7, because that's some of the weapons that you unlock at the very end once you get to like max level. So I'm not going to be focusing on those weapons. I'm going to be focusing on stuff like the Kylo, the M4A1, MP5, all of those kind of weapons that you get early on in the game. Now, of course, I do have class ups on these other weapons, so once you do unlock them, I recommend checking out my channel, because I will have a class up on those. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. So the first one on today's video is going to be the Kylo 141. Now, first up on the Kylo, I like to use the monolithic suppressor. I just want to quickly say I use the monolithic suppressor on pretty much most weapons. Whenever I use a suppressor, I'll always use it. It gives you extra range and it also suppresses your weapon, which is very nice. Next up is going to be the second barrel that you unlock, and this increases my damage range, bullet velocity, and basically just gives me a better range. Now, on this weapon, I don't recommend using a sight, because in my opinion, the iron sights are very nice to use. Now, for the stocks, I'm going to go ahead and go with this stock right here, which basically just lets me aim in a little bit quicker, which is very, very helpful. Next up on this weapon, I like to use the stippled grip tape, which allows me to aim in a little bit faster, and it also lets me fire after sprinting a little bit quicker as well. So basically, it's kind of like Gunko. You can shoot a lot quicker after sprinting, and you can actually ready up your weapon faster, and all of that kind of stuff after you have been sprinting, which is very, very helpful. Next up is going to be the 100 round drums. Now, yes, that is correct. You get 100 bullets on this assault rifle with the max ammo magazine. Now, obviously, that's going to be unlocked at the very end, so you guys can use whatever attachment you guys want to until you actually go ahead and unlock them. Next up, for the perks, I'm going to just quickly mention this, by the way. I use the same perks on pretty much every single class. So first up is EOD. You basically unlock that straight away, so that basically protects you from grenades and stuff. Next up is going to be Ghost, but you do unlock that at level like 30 or something. So before you unlock that, you guys can go ahead and use like Hardline or Restock or whatever you guys want to. And then next up for the last one is Battle Hardened, which basically is like tac mass, so you can take less effect to stun grenades and stuff like that. But I do recommend you guys obviously using probably Tune Up before you actually can unlock that, because you also unlock that at level like 30 or something like that. Next up though, you unlock the Claymore pretty much straight away, and I recommend using that. And then once you unlock the Stim, I recommend you guys using that. I'm pretty sure you get the Stim at like level 40 something, but before you get the Stim, you guys can use the stun grenades or anything like that. Anyway, next up is going to be the AUG. This is the first SMG you unlock, and in my opinion, it is actually a very, very good weapon. Now, as you guys can see, once again, I have the monolithic suppressor on it, which suppresses my sound, and it also increases my damage range. Like I said before, I use this suppressor on pretty much most weapons whenever I do want to use a suppressor, because in my opinion, it is the best one. Next up is going to be the last barrel, and once again, you guys are obviously going to have to level up your weapon quite a lot to actually unlock this attachment. So before you unlock it, you can use the other ones, but once you do unlock this attachment, I do strongly advise you using it, because basically it increases the range and it increases your recoil control. So you're going to have less recoil on your weapon, and you're going to be able to kill those people at farther ranges, which is very, very helpful. Next up is going to be the ammunition attachment, which is going to be, once again, as you guys can see, a lot of the attachments I use, like some of the best attachments are obviously the ones that you unlock last. So as you guys can see, I have this extended mags on, but unfortunately you guys will have to go ahead and wait until you level up your weapon before you can use that. And then as you guys can see, the next one is going to be the operator foregrip, which once again, it is one of the last attachments to unlock, and this basically increases your recoil control, but you guys can go ahead and use whichever foregrip you guys want to until you do unlock this attachment. As you guys can see as well, the stippled grip tape is very, very good. It's once again, it is the last one you unlock, unfortunately, but I recommend you guys using the granulated one first, and then maybe the rubberized one, depending on how you feel, but that basically speeds your weapon up. As you guys can see, same perks, same lethals, all that kind of stuff. Next up is going to be the P90 class, and as you guys can see, you're probably seeing a bit of repetition here. Once again, I have the monolithic suppressor on. In my opinion, like I've said several times in this video, it is the best suppressor. That is completely my opinion though. You guys may have a different opinion to me. Anyways, next up is going to be the first barrel you unlock, which is a good sign. You don't have to actually wait that long to unlock this attachment, which is good. This increases the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, which is very helpful. Next up is the fly strap stock, which increases the sprint to fire speed and the aim walking movement speed. So basically, when you are aiming down sight and walking around, you can move a little bit quicker, so you can strafe left to right and maybe dodge a few bullets in the process of that. Next up is the stippled grip tape, and on this one, you actually unlock it first, which is great. I do like the stippled grip tape. It's probably my favorite Rio grip in my opinion. It basically just speeds up the weapon, lets you aim in quicker, and all of that kind of stuff. And as you guys can see, on the underbarrel, I have a stippled grip tape again, which increases my recoil control and my aiming stability. So obviously with that, it's going to have a very, very good accuracy with this weapon. I do hugely recommend using it. Now the next one is going to be the M4A1, which in my opinion is probably going to be the best weapon or the best class on this video, or actually the MP5 class is probably better in my opinion. But as you guys can see, I use a suppressor, and then I use this Corvus Custom Marksman barrel, but you do unlock this quite far on. You do have to level up quite a bit to unlock it, so by all means you guys can use whatever you guys want before you unlock it. Next up though is going to be the Forge Attack CQS stock. Once again, you do unlock this near the end, so I'm very sorry about that, but you can use whatever ones you want before that. Next up though is going to be the 60 round magazines. Obviously more ammo is always better, and then once again, as you can see, unfortunately the operator foregrip is all the way at the end. You have to get this weapon type to max level before you unlock it, but you can use whatever you want instead of using that until you unlock it. Now this MP5 class is very special. As you guys can see, it has a very, very special attachment here called the Subsonic Integral Suppressor. It's very unique. It's the only weapon with this attachment. It increases the sound suppression. It increases the sprint to fire speed. You can't see enemy skulls or all of that kind of stuff. It has so many pros and hardly any cons, so I do recommend you guys using it once you unlock it. Next up though is this stock, which increases the aim down sight speed. Stippled grip tape once again for that quicker movement with the aim down sight speed and the sprint to fire speed. Extended mags, and then the operator foregrip for the better recoil control. Anyway, that has been it for today's video. Have a good Christmas, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy.